Good morning, and thanks a million for joining me on the yoga mat this morning. This week's focus is on those lovely lower limbs, so really anything from the hips down, and we will be paying a little bit of attention into the hips as well, because obviously if there's any instabilities or imbalances within the hips, chances are we're going to find that all the way down through the chain of the lower leg. So if, like, say the left hip is off, we tend to compensate, and then the right knee might be at us, and then the left ankle. So we kind of have this little zigzag compensatory pattern going down through the body. So we're going to try to create as much balance between the two lower limbs as we can this morning. And again, particular attention to the feet and ankles, our foundation. So again, if there's any little imbalances, niggles in there, we're going to find it right back up the chain and maybe even into the hips. So with that in mind, we're going to start in a nice, easy, cross-legged seat, sitting as comfortable as we can, nice and long in the spine. We're going to open into the heart, really drawing those shoulder blades back together. Palms are on the knees, and we're going to inhale, press the chest all the way over to the right, bring it through center, all the way over to the left. And as we exhale, tuck the chin and we round into that upper back, and continue with your own breath. So we're creating lovely big circles leading from the lower spine. And you can use the heels of the hands, pressing them into the knees to draw ourselves a little bit further forward as we inhale and a little bit further back as we exhale. Feel free to close down the eyes here and just really internalize. So really just feeling what's going on with the body as opposed to getting too caught up with what it looks like. Relax the breath softly in and out through the nose, feeling that into the hips, rolling into the shoulders, into the neck. So get nice and soft in the joints here. So just gently awakening up the body. And then eventually we meet back and seat at center. We're going to reverse the crisscross. Again, get nice and comfortable, and then we'll inhale, press the chest all the way over to the left, draw it through center, all the way over to the right. And as we exhale, tuck the chin and round, and continue with your own breath. So again, softly in and out through the nose. But again, if we do feel a little bit restricted with our nasal breathing, feel free to sigh that breath out. So just trying to get as much oxygen into the lungs as we can here. Softly, softly. Now we're going to feel this into the opposite hip a little bit more. So just noticing how that feels comparing to the other side. Slowly, slowly. And then eventually we're going to meet back in seat at center, opening the palms to the ceiling. We'll inhale, both arms out, reaching up. Interlock fingers, press palms to the ceiling. As we exhale, press the palms forward and really stretch between the shoulders. And we'll do that twice more. So a nice big stretch as we inhale, look up. And as we exhale, press forward and release. So we'll do that once more. Lovely. We're going to straighten the legs out in front and just make sure you have your strap easy within reach here. So again, adjust the sit bones, get nice and comfortable, draw the toes toward the face and sitting as tall as we can. We're going to hold the right knee in until the foot's in line with the left, and then shift the sit bones forward to meet the heel. So we're maintaining that lovely length in the spine. We're going to cross the right leg over the left. Extend the left arm forward, really wrap it around the right and really feel that release into the right hip. If we want to go deeper, we can bend the left knee. Tuck the heel close to the sit bone, but just make sure that right sit bone is solid on the earth. We're going to inhale the right arm up. And as we exhale, gently twist to the right. We're going to place the hand on the ground behind us, really close to that lower back. We might even walk the hand around the lower body and really draw that right shoulder back, hugging the leg in, feeling that stretch. So as we inhale, we're lengthening tall through the spine. And as we exhale, twisting, releasing, opening into that space. And again, remembering that twist starts in the lower back, moves into the ribcage, into the chest, and all the way out through the neck. Nice full belly breaths if you can. Every exhale, see if we can get a little bit more. One more breath. And then gently inhale back through center, little twist to the left just to release, and then back to center again. If we have tucked the left foot in, we're going to straighten the left leg, hugging the right knee toward the armpit. So just get a little hip release here. We're going to rest the right ankle just above or just below that left knee. Left hand is on the ball of the foot, right hand rests on the inner knee. And again, try to maintain that lovely length of the spine if we can. So as we inhale, we're going to press the knee into the hand. So really activating into the hip flexor. And as we exhale, release. So we're inhaling, pressing knee into hand. And then exhale, release, and continue with your own breath. So just notice we're activating on the inhale, no pressure on the exhale. So wakening up those muscle fibers as we inhale, and then just see if we can get a little bit more range on that exhale without pressing the knee down. So this is a really nice way of mobilizing into the hip. You're activating the hip flexor to get that release on the exhale. So getting a nice little bit of blood flow here. Last one. Excellent. We're going to rest the sole of the foot to the inner thigh, soften the left knee, and we're going to reach for our strap. We're going to wrap it around the ball of that left foot. Holding on to either end, we'll tuck those elbows into the waist, and we're going to straighten the leg. Keeping the leg straight, drawing the shoulders back. We're going to inhale, press the ball of the foot into the strap or tile. And as we exhale, draw the toe toward the knee. And we can continue to do that. Just make sure you have it on the ball of the foot. We're going to inhale, exhale. We're going to point inward. We're going to point outward. We're going to get into all the little angles of that ankle joint. So each time we inhale, we're pressing into the strap. And each time we exhale, we're drawing that toe back toward the knee. You can make little rainbows. So again, just mobilizing into that ankle joint. Still working into the calf a little bit here, but really more focused on that ankle joint mobilization. So if the calf muscle is really tight, it's going to be really hard to get that dorsiflexion where you draw the toe back toward the knee. But likewise, if the ankle mobility is really not there, you're going to find it really hard to stretch into the calf. So it all kind of ties in tandem. So we need to work both. We're going to come to stillness here. Again, draw the toe toward the knee, feel that release. Maybe shift the leg bone back into the hip socket a wee bit, give ourselves a little bit more space. We're going to inhale, lengthen, tall, and as we exhale, gently fold, leaving with the heart lengthening from the lower back. And just notice straight away where we're feeling that stretch in the hamstrings, which should just be into the belly of the muscle, not up near the knee joint and not up near the sit bone. If we're feeling it there, just soften up the knee. We can still work into that lower leg. So we're inhaling, lengthening, and we're exhaling, folding. Work with your own breath here. Relax the head, relax the neck, but keep it nice and active. Maybe walk the hands toward the foot. Keep drawing those shoulder blades back behind the ears. So we're trying not to round. Keep drawing those shoulders down. Lengthening and releasing. So again, often what feels like a tight hamstring can often be over-lengthened, particularly if the hips are tight. So that's why it's really important that we feel that stretch into the belly, the center of the muscle, and we're not stretching into an overstretched muscle already. We'll take one more breath here. And then gently tuck the chin in. We'll slowly roll back up to seat, and we can release that strap behind us for now. Bringing the right hand behind us, fingertips point back. We'll inhale the left arm up. And as we exhale, we're going to press those hips toward the side. Pressing right hand, right knee, left foot into the ground, reaching actively back through those left fingertips, maybe even take the gaze back. So as we inhale, reach through the left arm, really active, and as we exhale, lift those hips a little bit higher. Notice if we're feeling pressure in the lower back, we're really drawing that belly button in, almost imagining something's about to drop on our belly, and we're trying to resist. One more breath. And then slowly release all the way back down to the ground. And then we're going to straighten that right leg out to meet left. Again, adjust the sit bones, get nice and comfortable. We'll hug the left knee in until the foot's in line with the right, and then shift those bones forward. We're going to cross the left leg over the right. Extend the right arm forward, really reaching through those fingers. We're going to wrap it around the leg and hug it tight into the body. If you want to go deeper into the hip, then the right knee, tuck that right heel in, but again, just make sure that left bone is seated on the ground. Inhale the left arm up, and as we exhale, gently twist to the left. We place the left hand on the ground behind us. Inhale, lengthen tall through the spine. And as we exhale, gently twist, looking over the left shoulder, really drawing that left shoulder back. Maybe even walking that left hand around the lower body, really trying to engage with that left shoulder muscle to open into the chest. Lengthening on the inhale, releasing, twisting, opening on the exhale. Nice full belly breath in and out through the nose. Try not to collapse into that left arm. So it's just there to remind us to sit tall and engage in the core. One more breath. And then slowly inhale back through center, little twist to the right, just release. And then back to center again. If the right heel is tucked in, we're going to straighten that right leg out. Draw the left knee toward the armpit, get a little hip release here. And then we're going to rest that left ankle either just above or just below that right knee. Right hand is on the ball of the foot, left hand is on the inner knee. And again, we're sitting tall and already noticing, so I can see even from my screen here, this left knee is a little bit higher than the right knee was. So noticing those imbalances and seeing if we can make a little difference here. We're going to inhale, press the knee into the hand. And as we exhale, gently release. So we're inhaling, activating. And exhale, release. And continue with your own breath. So again, remembering we're not pushing the knee down. We're pushing up and then allowing that release happen to wherever it goes. And again, not forcing it. Mindful here of what we're doing. So sometimes when we forget what we're doing, we might end up pressing the knee down. And again, once we're not forcing it down, but just see if we can work with that activation and release here. This is actually a nice little physical therapy technique as well. One more. Then we're going to rest the sole of the foot to the inner thigh. Soften the right knee. We're going to reach for our strap or our towel or our pillowcase or whatever we have. We're going to wrap it around the ball of that right foot. And then we'll hold on to either end. We're going to straighten the leg, hug those elbows in toward the waist. As we inhale, we're going to press the ball of the foot into the strap. So almost like we're trying to point through the foot, but that strap's going to stop us. And as we exhale, draw the toe back toward the knee. So we're inhaling, pointing. And we're exhaling, flexing. And then we can invert, we can evert, point inward, point outward, maybe make a little rainbow arc. So although we're mobilizing into the ankle, you should feel this into the lower leg muscles. So we're strengthening and releasing. Particularly into, we've tibialis anterior, posterior, and we have our calf here that we're working into predominantly, but there's lots of other little muscles around that. And a little bit of mobility into the feet here too. And again, this is a nice one to work if you do have problems with your balance or you tend to roll your ankles a little bit. It's a nice one of building up a little bit of strength and mobility here too. We're going to come to stillness. Keep drawing the toe toward the knee. Again, we can shift that hip bone back into the socket. That leg bone back into the hip socket. We're sitting nice and tall. We're going to inhale, lengthen, and as we exhale, gently fold from the lower back, leading with the chest. So again, it doesn't have to be a deep fold. Once we start feeling into the hamstring, we're just working into the belly center. Otherwise, we can bend the knee and just focus on that lower leg and also lengthening the spine. So we're inhaling, lengthening, and as we exhale, fold. Again, we can walk those hands toward the foot. Just notice that the shoulders are up around the ears. Keep drawing them back down together in the spine. Inhaling, lengthening, exhaling, folding, and continue here with your own breath. Release the head, release the neck, and just notice as you tuck the chin in ever so slightly, you're going to release all the way into that posterior chain of the body, right down into the lower back, into the hips. Just that slight little release of the neck. Allowing the weight of the head to bring us a little bit deeper, but not forcing it. One more breath. And then gently tuck the chin in. We're going to slowly roll our way back up the seat. We can release the strap off behind us. Left hand comes behind us, fingertips point back. We're going to inhale, the right arm up, reach. And as we exhale, lift those hips. Pressing, left hand, left knee, right foot. See if we can flatten that right foot to the ground. As we inhale, reach actively back through those right fingertips. And as we exhale, lift the hips a little bit higher. Feeling that left glute engage. Keep drawing the belly in, nice and strong in the core. Beautiful release into that right hip and the whole front and side of the body. Nice full belly breath, using that belly breath to really expand into the core of the body. One more. And then slowly release all the way back down to the ground. We'll bring that right foot in to meet left. And then from here, we're going to come to lie back onto the ground. Just make sure you have your strap and your block there beside you in case we leave it. So lying slowly back onto the ground. We're going to hug the right knee and give it a nice little squeeze, straighten out that left leg. So a little hip mobility just to waken up those hips a wee bit further. Right hand is on the knee, left hand is on the hip. We'll draw a few little circles into that right hip. Either direction, we'll end up doing both. Maybe move the fingertips to the knee so those circles can get a little bit larger. And if the right hip feels stable, we could place the right hand to the ground and start to draw those circles as large as we possibly can. And really try to bring the whole length of that right leg into the movement here if the hand is off the knee. So we're straightening the leg, pressed away through the heel, drawing the knee across the body into the chest, opening wide into that right hip. Relax the shoulders and noticing if we're bunching into the chest. Relax the breath. And then we're going to reverse those circles, opposite direction. Nice full movement. Consciously aware of any little niggles, any little points of resistance, and trying to ease them out using the movements. Eventually, meeting back in the center, hugging that right knee in, we're going to reach for our strap again. This time we're going to wrap it around the back of the right hamstring. You can double it up if you need. Holding on to either end, we're going to press the knee away until it's stacked over the hip joint. Relax the shoulders. And then we're going to straighten that right leg up toward the ceiling, drawing the toes toward the face. We're going to inhale here. And as we exhale, we're going to gently lower the leg. But as we do so, we're pulling on the strap. So we're slowing down the movement, but just to the breath. Inhale, lifting. And as we do so, pressing the back of the leg into the strap. So resistance. Exhale, release it down and continue with your own breath. So again, we're just going to slow as a nice long breath. We don't have to go super slow here. So we are putting resistance on, but do allow the leg to drop and do allow it to rise again all the time. So again, pulling on the strap as we lower the leg, pressing into the strap as we bring the leg back up. So we're flossing into the hamstrings here. This is a really nice way of working into the hamstring muscle, particularly if we're not too sure if it's tight or overstretched or over lengthened. So this way we're keeping the muscle engaged throughout the movement using that resistance. And we might get a little bit more range, we might not. Just see where we're at. Eventually we're going to meet back with the foot toward the ceiling. Bend the right knee into the chest, and then we're going to wrap the strap around the ball of the foot, pressing it up toward the ceiling, drawing those elbows in. You can rest them to the ground, opening into the chest. And again, we're looking for an angle for natural range of about 80 to 90 degrees, the back of the leg to the ground, pressing the back of that left leg into the ground. So if that left hip is very tight, you might need to bend the left knee so you can still get that range. Dropping the heel if we're feeling it into the joints more so than the muscle. We're going to get the right hand, catch hold of the strap, left hand rests on the hip. We're going to exhale the right foot out to the right, bending the right elbows so we can support that foot in space. We're pressing away through the right heel. We're looking over the left shoulder. That left hip is literally glued to the ground. So notice if the left bum cheek is coming off the ground, I want you to use that left hand to press it right back down. As we inhale, press away through the right heel. And as we exhale, allow the hip open a little bit more. So we've got 3 muscles in our hamstring group. So we're working into the second. I'm just releasing into that hip here too, not forcing it. Keeping that lower back planted. One more breath. We're going to inhale the right leg back up through center, reverse the grip, left hand catches hold of the strap, right arm extends out line with the shoulder. We're going to shift the hip a little bit to the right and then draw that right leg across the body to the left. Little spinal twist here. Again, if it feels too much on this third muscle in our hamstring, feel free to soften at the knee and just work into your twist and releasing into the glutes. Otherwise, we're straightening the leg, we're pressing away through the heel. Nice full belly breaths. Really grounding that right shoulder to the floor. One more breath. And then slowly inhale the right leg back up through center, and as we exhale, hug the right knee into the chest. We'll release the strap off to the side. We're going to bend the left knee, place the foot flat to the ground if it's not there already. Rest in the right ankle, just above the left knee, figure 4, really pressing that right knee away from the body. Ground in the lower back, we're going to lift the left foot off the ground, shin parallel to the ceiling, and we can either interlock the fingers or our strap around the back of that left hamstring. So use your strap if you need a little bit more length in those arms, so we can gently walk the shoulder blades together, connecting the whole length of the spine to the ground. And as we exhale, see if we can draw the left knee a little bit closer toward the face as we press the right knee away from the body, really feeling that into the right hip. Staying with the shape, we're going to inhale, straighten the left leg up toward the ceiling and really point through the toes. And as we exhale, draw the toes toward the face. So we're inhaling, pointing. And we're exhaling, flexing. Continue here with your own breath. Continuing to press that right knee away from the body. So don't forget about that lovely right hip that we're working into. But just getting a nice little bit of mobility again into the ankles. We can draw a few big circles to the right. Really slow, consciously noticing if that circle is in fact circular or a little bit triangular. So just noticing any little points of resistance and trying to ease them out using the movement itself. Relax the shoulders, relax the breath. We can reverse those circles, opposite direction. Nice, easy breath here. And then we can relax. Bending the left knee, allow the heel drop. We can release the strap off to the side. Stay here for the next couple of moments, or we can interlock the fingers in front of the left shin just to get a wee bit more into that right hip, and only if it's accessible. Breathing into the space for 3, for 2, and 1. Release the grip, release the left foot back to the ground, bringing that right foot down to meet left. Lovely. Same little sequence, other side. We'll hug the left knee into the chest, straighten that right leg out. Left hand is on the knee, right hand is on the hip. We're going to draw a few nice big circles into that left hip. Keeping that lower back rounded, maybe the fingertips come to the knee so those circles can get a little bit larger. And again, if the hip, and only if it feels stable, we can take the left hand to the ground and start to draw those circles as large as we possibly can. But again, make sure the left hip feels stable. So don't be afraid to keep that hand there to support. You can even just keep it on the thigh. If you feel you want a little bit more range, and catch and hold of the knee kind of decreases that. Slowly, slowly. Getting the full length of that left leg into the movement, really exaggerating, pressing away through the heel. So feel that left leg super active here. We're going to reverse the circles, opposite direction. And again, just noticing how that feels. Relax the shoulders, relax the breath, and just getting all that energy into the left hip and leg. Noticing the little pops and clicks and clunks. But again, once they're not accompanied by pain, it's totally fine. There's lots of things going on in those hips, muscles, bones, tendons, ligaments, all working around each other. We'll take one more nice big circle. Lovely. And then hugging the left knee tight into the chest. We're going to reach for our strap again, and we're going to wrap it around the back of the left hamstring. Relax the shoulders, relax the elbows. We're going to press the leg until the knee is stacked over the left hip, and then straighten that left leg up toward the ceiling, draw the toes toward the face. Really feeling that in the lower leg. We're going to inhale here. And as we exhale, gently lower the leg as we do so, pulling on the strap. So we're resisting the movement. Inhale up, and as we do so, pressing the back of the hamstring into that strap. And continue with your own breath. So nice slow movement, but just to the pace of a nice long breath. So we're not totally stopping the movement. So it's just a little bit of resistance so that we're making sure that hamstring is engaged, both as we lift and as we lower. Keep pressing the back of that right leg into the ground. And again, if it feels a little bit unstable, you can always bend the right knee just to stabilize the hip and just focus in on that left hamstring on its own. So again, your choice here. And just notice how it feels compared to the other side. We're going to meet with the leg in the air. Plug the left knee into the chest. And we're going to wrap the strap around the ball of the foot again. Pressing the sole of the foot toward the ceiling. Tuck those elbows into the waist. Really relax those shoulders to the ground. And again, we're pressed away through the heel, noticing where our range is at here comparing to the other side. And again, if we need to drop the heel or soften the knee, listening to that hamstring. We're not going to stay up here for too long. Left hand catches hold of the strap. Just make sure you have enough space there out to your left. Right hand rests on the right hip. And we're going to exhale the left foot all the way out to the left. Then the elbow, place it to the ground to support that foot in space. We're pressing away through the heel. We're drawing the toe toward the face. Relax those shoulders to the ground. We're looking over the right shoulder, and again, just notice if that right bum cheek is coming off the ground. We're going to press that hip down, feel that space across the front of the pelvis. Every inhale, press away through the left heel, and every exhale, see if we can allow the hip open a little bit more without forcing. Nice and relaxed here. Again, getting into hips and hamstring. One more breath. When you're ready, we inhale that left leg back up to center, reverse the grip. Right hand catches hold of the strap, left arm extends out in line with the shoulder palm down. Shifting the hips a wee bit to the left. We draw that left leg across the body to the right, looking over the left shoulder and just make sure that left shoulder is glued to the ground. If it's not, reconnect it, even if it means lifting that left foot and then work back into the twist. Pressing away through the heel, and again noticing if it's too strong on that left hamstring, softening the left knee and just focusing on working into a lovely spinal twist and releasing into the left glute. So again, not forcing the hamstrings. Nice full belly breaths here in our twist. One more breath. And then gently inhale the left leg back up to center. We hug the left knee into the chest. We're going to release the strap off to the side. Keep hugging the knee in. We're going to bend the right knee, place the foot flat to the ground. Resting the left ankle just above the right knee, figure 4. Throw the left toe toward the knee. Press that left knee away from the body. Ground in the lower back. We're going to lift the right foot off the ground. Shin parallel to the ceiling. Left foot is super active. Right foot is relaxed. And then we can either interlock fingers or wrap our strap around the back of that right hamstring. Gently walking the shoulder blades together, lengthening through the spine. And as we exhale, see if we can draw the right knee a little bit closer toward the face, continuing to press the left knee away from the body. Lovely little hip release here. Keeping in the shape, we're going to inhale, straighten the right leg up toward the ceiling and really point through the toes. And as we exhale, draw those toes toward the face. So we're inhaling, pointing, and we're exhaling, flexing. Continue with your own breath. And just notice if it's a little bit easier to point, maybe it's a little bit easier to flex. So depending on what position our foot spends most of its time in, it's generally going to be a little bit easier in one direction than the other, but we're looking to balance it out. We're going to create a few nice big circles to the right. And again, slow the movement right down so we can feel all those lower leg muscles engage and release all the way to just below the knee. Relax the breath, opening into the heart. We're going to reverse those circles opposite direction. Nice full movement. And then eventually come into stillness. We'll bend the right knee, allow the heel drop. We can stay here, or we might even interlock the fingers around the front of the right shin. Only if it's accessible, so don't force it here. Just getting a wee bit deeper into that left hip for 3. Melt the shoulders for 2. And 1, release the grip, release the right foot to the ground. We're going to uncross the legs. Lovely. Hugging both knees in toward the armpits, making a few little circles, figure 8s into that lower back. Either or both directions, just softening into that hip space. Relax the breath. We're going to bring the knees together, crisscross to the ankles. Options to make your way anyway to seat, or you can rock and roll with me just the once. We're going to bring ourselves forward into a nice strong seat at the front of the mat. Bringing those hands forward out in front, gently shift the body weight forward so we can step back onto the knees, finding ourselves into the center of the mat, nice strong tabletop. Shoulders over, elbows over wrists, elbow creases face forward. Joints are stacked. Inhale, draw the chest forward as we take the gaze up and arch the spine. Exhale, press into the ground, curl through the spine, tuck the chin to the chest, and continue with your own breath. Nice, strong cat-cow curls. Try to keep those hips high so we're not sitting back toward the heels. Really focusing that energy into the full length of the spine. Feel free to close the eyes down here and just really engage with the movement. Relax the breath softly, softly. Strong in the arms and shoulders. Feel that space between the shoulder blades as we press those hands into the ground. Eventually, we're going to meet back in our tabletop. Straighten the right leg. We're going to press back through that right heel. Nice little release here for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale, lift the right foot. And as we exhale, bring the right foot all the way out to the right. We're going to land the right foot to the ground, pressing the outer blade of the foot into the ground. Tuck the left toe under. We're going to gently sit back toward the left heel, pressing the ground away. We might stay here. We might untuck the toe and come back a little bit further. So we're stretching into the outer ankle as we press that foot into the ground. Holding it for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale all the way back up. We're going to bring that right knee back into meet left. And then we're going to hug the right knee into the chest, stepping the foot between the hands. We're going to shift that left knee back as far as we can possibly go, untuck the toe. Getting the right forearm, we're going to hook it underneath the right knee. And then gently, we're going to bring that knee in front of the foot, pressing the right heel down all the time. So again, that right hand is there, that right forearm is there so that we're not compressing into the joint. So don't be afraid to bring that knee a little bit further forward. Not overstretching, particularly if we're recovering from any lower leg tears, injuries. Just going to a point of nice release. And again, we're resisting the stretch by pressing that right heel firmly into the ground. We hold it for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently back off until the right knee is stacked over the ankle. Both hands frame the foot. We're going to tuck the left toe under. Gently walk the hands back toward the left knee. Draw the right toe toward the face. And just notice where we're feeling that in the hamstring. Try to keep the spine long. Try to keep the heart open, holding it. Folding here for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently walk those hands back up to frame the foot. And we'll step that right knee back to meet left. Straightening the left leg, pressing the ball of the foot into the ground, stretching into the back of the leg for 3, for 2, and 1. We're going to inhale, lift the left leg, and as we exhale, bring the left foot all the way out to the left, landing it to the ground. We're going to press the outer blade of the foot into the ground. Tuck the right toe under. We can stay here, that might be enough. See if we can sit a little bit further back toward that right heel. Try to really flatten out that left foot. If we want to go further, we can untuck the right toe and slip all the way back. Pressing the ground away, relax the head, relax the neck, holding it here, breathing for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale all the way back up. And as we exhale, we bring the left knee back to meet right. Inhale, draw the left knee into the chest. And then we're going to step that between the hands, shifting the right knee back this time as far as we can go. Untuck the toe. Left knee is stacked over the heel. We're going to bring that left forearm behind the knee joint and gently shift that left knee as far forward as we can go until we start to feel that left heel wants to lift. And then we're pressing that left heel back to the ground. And you can always use that right hand to help keep that left heel in place. Getting a nice little self-massage with that left forearm into the calf muscle here too. Breathing, allowing the body weight, bring us a little bit deeper for 3. Relax that left hand for 2. And 1, gently back off until the knee is stacked back over the ankle. Hands are planted. We're going to bring the left knee back into meet right. Both toes tucked under. We'll walk the hands forward, out in front, fingers widely spread, sitting back toward the heels, little child's pose variation. Looking back between the feet, we're going to press the hands and feet into the ground, lift the knees, and then press those hips as high as we can toward the ceiling, coming right up onto the tippy toes. As we inhale, lift, and as we exhale, lower the heels. So we're inhaling high up onto the tippy toes, And then exhale, release. Continue with your own breath. Pressing the ground away, see if you can get the chest a little bit closer toward the mat. Last one. From our downward dog, we're going to walk the hands back toward the feet until we're standing in a fold at the back of our mat. Looking forward, seeing if we can bring those fingertips to the ground or to blocks, keeping a nice open spine, weighted back into the hips and heels. We're going to look forward to the front of the mat and we're going to inhale, walk the hands forward all the way into plank. And as we exhale, we're going to walk the hands all the way back to the back of the mat. So continue here with your own breath. A little inchworm. All the way into plank, all the way back. So we are getting into the backs of the legs here, as well as working into the core. Nice and strong in those arms and shoulders. Each time we come to the back of the mat, we should feel a little bit more space into those legs. We'll do one more. Meeting at the back of our mat in a nice forward fold, looking forward, feeling that length, feeling that space. We're going to tuck the chin in and gently roll our way all the way up to stand, hands up last. Lovely. If you have a block, you might want to place it to the front edge of your mat. We should be okay from the start. We're going to go into a nice little flow to finish off our class this morning. So when you're ready, we meet at the front of the mat, feet nicely grounded, hip width distance apart, hands to heart. Relax the shoulders, lengthening tall through the spine. Find a point out in front to fix your gaze. Inhale, both arms out, reaching up, palms together. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Stepping right foot back to lunge, we'll drop that right heel down. Engage the core, make our way into a warrior. Extend the arms, palms face down. Left heel bisects the arch of the back foot. We're bending softly into that left knee. Gaze follows the left middle finger. We're going to inhale, straighten the left leg. Arms together overhead, look up. Exhale, bend the left knee. Warrior lunge. Two more. Inhale, lengthen and rise. Exhale. Warrior lunge. Last one. Nice and strong in the core here. Meeting in our warrior, we're going to inhale, straighten the left leg. Keep it straight as we exhale. Reach the fingertips forward. We're going to bring the back of the hand to the inner leg. Extend the right arm up. Pressing the hips forward, drawing the shoulder back and looking up for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale the right arm all the way overhead. And as we exhale, bring the right hand down to meet left. Inhale, both arms together all the way back up, framing the face. And as we exhale, bend the left knee, open the arms, warrior. Cartwheeling both hands down either side of the left foot, coming onto the ball of the right. We're going to soften the right knee to the ground, cushion it if you need. Inhale, both arms out, reaching up, palms together. As we exhale, hands to heart, releasing into the hip. Opening our arms into our cactus. Find a point out in front to fix your gaze and try to keep it there. We're going to inhale, straighten the left leg, draw the toes toward the face, touch the fingertips down. You can use 2 blocks here if you need an extra little bit of length in those arms. Keeping the heart open, keeping the gaze forward. Exhale, bend the left knee, open the arms, cactus lunge. Inhale, lengthen forward, touch the fingers down, draw the toe toward the face. Exhale, bend the left knee, cactus lunge. Continue with your own breath. Again, take your time. If you need to cushion that right knee to make the movement more comfortable, take your time and do it. You might roll up a corner of your mat just to get that extra little bit of cushioning. We're pressing the left heel into the ground throughout the whole length of the movement, and that helps keep those hamstrings nice and active. Again, less likely to overstretch. We're going to meet in our cactus lunge wherever we are. Framing the left foot, we'll come off the right knee, shift the body weight forward to step the right foot up to meet left, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to center, hands extended up, palms together. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Stepping, left foot back to lunge. Dropping left heel down. Engage the core back up into a warrior. Extend the arms, palms face down, softening into that right knee. Again, knee and foot are pointed forward. We're looking toward that right middle finger. Inhale, straighten the right leg, arms together overhead, look up. Exhale, bend the right knee. Warrior lunge, 2 more. Inhale, lengthen and reach. Exhale, lower and release. Last one. Meeting in our warrior, we're going to inhale, straighten the right leg. As we exhale, reach the right fingertips forward. Bring the back of the right hand to the inner leg. Extend the left arm up. Pressing the hips forward, drawing the belly in, looking up for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale the left arm all the way overhead. Arm right back in line with the ear. And as we exhale, bring the left hand down to meet right. Inhale both arms together all the way back up. Exhale, bend the right knee, open the arms, warrior lunge. Cartwheel both hands down either side of the right foot. Coming on to the ball of the left, we're going to rest the left knee down. Again, cushion it if you need. Inhale, both arms out, reaching up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart as we soften into those hips. Drawing the belly in, we're going to open the arms into our cactus. Gaze is forward, right heel pressed into the ground. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Draw the toes toward the face, touch the fingertips down. Exhale, bend the right knee, open the arms, cactus lunge, and continue with your own breath. Making sure we're not overstretching into the hamstrings. So again, remember, we're looking to feel it into the belly center of the muscle, not behind the knee and not up near the sit bone. And if we're feeling it there, just keep the knee nice and soft and just don't sit back quite as far. Use your blocks either side as an extra little extension for those arms. Keep pressing that right heel firmly into the ground. Again, another nice way of not over lengthening. Fully engaged. The last one. We're going to meet in our cactus lunge at the front. Framing the right foot. We'll come off the left knee, shift the body weight forward to lift the left foot up to meet right. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to center, hands extended up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a little drink if you need. We're going to go through a second round with a few little variations in there. So when you're ready, we're going to meet at the front of the mat, feet nicely grounded, hip width distance apart. This time, arms are by the sides, palms are open. We're lengthening tall through the spine. Really grounding the feet into the mat. So really widening through the toes, spreading the feet. Keeping that left foot grounded, find that point out in front. We're going to inhale, lift the right knee out in front. Just aiming for stillness here. If we find stillness, we can bring the hands to heart. If that feels good, we might rest the right ankle just above the left knee. Opening into that right hip. And again, if we want to work a little bit more into the lower leg, we can soften the left knee ever so slightly until we start to feel those lower leg muscles activate and release. Holding it wherever we are. We're not leaning too far forward, not leaning too far back. For 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale, straighten the leg, bring the right knee out in front. We'll soften the left knee. We're going to step all the way back into our high lunge with as much control as we can. Drop the right heel down. Open the arms back into a warrior. Following the left middle finger with the gaze, we're going to inhale, straighten the left leg, arms together overhead, look up. Exhale, bend the left knee. Warrior lunge, 2 more. Making sure we feel comfortable where those feet are at. We're not collapsing into that left knee joint. Nice and strong in the movement. We're going to meet in our warrior pose. Inhale, straighten the left leg, keep it straight. As we exhale, reach the fingertips forward. Bring the back of the hand to the inner leg. Extend that right arm up, really reaching through both arms, looking up for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale the right arm all the way overhead. And as we exhale, bring the right hand down to meet left. Inhale, both arms together all the way back up. And as we exhale, open the arms, warrior lunge. Cartwheeling both hands down, either side of the left foot. Coming on to the ball of the right. We can stay on or off the right knee, your choice. Inhale, both arms out, reaching up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart as we soften into the hips. We're going to slowly release that right knee to the ground, open the arms into our cactus. Looking forward. Inhale, draw the toe toward the face as we touch the fingers down. Exhale, bend the left knee, open the arms, cactus lunge. 3 more. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, cactus lunge. Working with your own breath, pressing that left heel firmly into the ground, both as we sit back and as we work forward. Nice and strong. Last one. Meeting in our cactus lunge. We're going to frame the left foot. Coming off the right knee, we're going to walk those finger pads about half a foot out in front. Gently shift the body weight forward until we can lift that right heel as high as we can toward the ceiling. See if we can straighten the left leg. We might need to come up onto the fingertips or maybe up onto our block or 2 blocks if you have them. And just really focusing on lifting that back leg. If you want to bring it more into a balance, you can always hover the hands off the ground or open your arms into your full airplane, but just keep lifting that back leg, really important. Relax the head for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly release the hands, slowly release that right foot, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to center, hands extended up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Last side when you're ready. Again, maybe get the front feet nicely grounded. Arms are by the sides, palms are open. Shoulders relaxed, relax the breath. Again, really grounding that right foot into the mat this time. So really spreading through the feet. Palms are open. We're going to inhale, lift the left knee out in front. Finding balance here. Notice if the right hip's popped out, we're going to pop it right back in. So hips are level, hands come to heart. We can stay here. If you want to work into a hip opener, we can rest the left ankle just above or just below the knee and really press that left knee back. If you want to work a little bit more into your lower leg, you can soften the right knee and gently sit back into a little quarter chair. Nice long spine here. So again, we're not leaning forward, we're not leaning back, and drawing the belly in, holding it wherever we are for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale, straighten the right leg, bring the left knee out in front, and as we exhale, soften the right knee. We're going to step back onto the ball of the left foot. Nice high lunge here. Relax the left heel down, open the arms back into our warrior. Adjust our feet if we need. We're going to inhale, straighten the right leg, arms together overhead, look up. Exhale, bend the right knee, warrior lunge. 2 more. Softening a little bit more with each exhale. Meeting in our warrior. We're going to inhale, straighten the right leg. Keep it straight as we exhale, reach the right fingertips forward. Bring the back of the hand to the inner leg, extend the left arm up. Really pressing that right hand into the leg so we can really draw that left hip forward. Looking up for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale the left arm all the way overhead, and as we exhale, bring that left hand down to meet right. Inhale, both arms together all the way back up. And as we exhale, bend the right knee, open the arms, warrior. Cartwheel both hands down, either side of the right foot, coming onto the ball of the left. Option, knee on or off the ground. We're going to inhale both arms out, reaching up, palms together. As we exhale, hands to heart, we're going to soften into the hip, gently softening that left knee to the ground, opening the arms into cactus. Find that point out in front, pressing that right heel into the ground. We're going to inhale, straighten the right leg. Draw the toe toward the face as we touch the fingertips down. Exhale, bend the right knee, open the arms, cactus lunge, and continue here with your own breath. Pressing that heel into the ground all the time. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, cactus lunge. Cushion that left knee if you need. We'll do 1 more. Meeting in our cactus lunge, we're going to frame the right foot with both hands. Coming off the left knee, we'll walk those finger pads about half a foot out in front. Gently shift the body weight forward so we can lift that left heel nice and high toward the ceiling. Maybe coming up onto the fingertips, see if we can straighten the right leg. Use your block if you need an extra little bit of length in those arms. If you want to work toward a balance, keep the leg high. Maybe float one hand, two hands off the ground. Maybe open our arms into our airplane. But again, try to keep that nice long spine, lifting that back leg for 3, for 2, and 1. We're going to rest the hands, rest the left foot down to meet right, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to center, hands extended up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Well done. Take a little drink if you need. We're going to finish with our tree pose for this morning's class. So find your way. Maybe if you do feel a little bit off kilter this morning, make sure you have a wall or a table or a chair beside you for this one. We're going to meet, first of all, feet about hip width distance apart. Hands come to the hips. We're going to rotate that right hip open and just rest the right heel above the ankle. Feel free to come straight into your tree pose if you've already been working here. Just notice if that left hip is collapsed outward, we're going to press it back in. So hips are even, hands to heart. Find a point out in front to focus and fix your gaze. Working that hip open, maybe bring the right foot to rest on the calf, but continue to work that right hip open. And if that feels good, right foot might come to the upper inner thigh. But again, just make sure that right knee isn't pointing forward all the time, working into that lovely strong hip space. Relax the shoulders, growing tall through the spine, draw the belly in, relax the breath. Really rooting that left foot into the ground. If we want to express into our full tree, we're going to inhale both arms out, reaching up, palms together. And as we exhale, open those arms into our full branches, pressing index finger and thumb together. Heart is open, nice and relaxed in the shoulders, lifting from the heart here. Softly, softly. Again, if we want to challenge the pose, you can always sway your branches. You can always twist into your trunk. You can close down your eyes, taking away that point of focus. Or you can come up onto the ball of that left foot. So again, less point of contact to the ground. We're really challenging those intrinsic stabilizing muscles here in that lower leg. Wherever we are, just coming back to stillness here, breathing into the space, finding stillness and calm for 3, for 2, and 1. Both hands come back to heart. We bring that right knee out in front and then exhale, let it go. Shaking that left foot out. So really strong for those lower leg muscles, really good for strength, stability. And then we're going to come back for our other side. Again, feet nicely grounded. Hands to hips to start with, really spreading through the toes of that right foot. We're going to rotate the left hip open and then rest the heel just above the ankle, keeping the hips level, bringing those hands to heart. Find that point out in front to focus your gaze. Stay here, or we might bring the foot to the calf, opening into that left hip, or we might bring the foot to the upper inner thigh, pressing foot into thigh, thigh into foot, and drawing that left knee back. Just make sure the foot isn't pressing into the knee itself. So it's either just above or just below. Relax the shoulders, draw the belly in, lengthening tall through the crown of the head. We can stay here again, just aiming for stillness and calm. If you want to come into your full tree, we're going to inhale both arms out, reaching up, palms together. And as we exhale, open into our full branches, pressing index finger and thumb together, a little energy line or mudra. Relax the shoulders again, growing as tall as we can in our tree. Holding it here, feel free to challenge the pose. Again, if you wish to sway your branches, rotate through your trunk. Close down the eyes, maybe hover onto the ball of that right foot. Again, really good for working into those feet muscles here too, loads of strength. Wherever we are, just come into stillness and calm, breathing into that space. Relaxing with the breath for 3. For 2. And 1, inhale the hands back together, bringing that left knee out in front, and as we exhale, release and let it go, shaking that right foot out. Lovely. We're just going to flow it to the ground, so just to flush out the legs. So one last time, kneeling at the front of the mat. Feet grounded, hands to heart, relax the shoulders. We're going to inhale both arms out, reach it up, palms together. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, goes forward, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. We can either step or lightly jump back to plank, landing as softly as we can. Inhale and plank, and then exhale, knees, chest, chin to the ground, elbows tucked in. Roll the heart forward, untuck the toes, press the feet into the ground as we lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the toes, press the ground as we lift the hips. Downward dog, and just gently walking out the feet, getting a nice little bit of blood flow and energy back into those lower limbs. Feel free to take any variation on your downward dog. Maybe rock the hips side to side, maybe look out underneath opposite armpits, whatever feels good. Pressing those heels down to the ground. Relax the breath, relax the head, relax the neck. Eventually, we're going to meet in stillness, slowly lowering down onto our knees. Bring the big toes to touch. Gently sit back toward the heels. We make a little pillow by patting one hand, one fist on top of the other. And just resting the forehead here. Maybe rocking the hips a little bit side to side, releasing any last little bit of tension we're holding in the lower body. Relax the breath. Melting the body into the ground, and eventually just come into stillness here. We'll take a nice one big full belly breath. So really drawing that breath deep, working it into the rib cage, right up into the chest. And as you exhale, release and let it go. Gently tuck the chin in. We're going to press the hands into the ground, slowly walk the hands back toward the knees until we're sitting all the way back up onto the heels. And we can finish here, sitting back on the heels. We can come into easy cross-legged or any other seat that feels better for you this morning. We're going to open the palms to the ceiling, relax the shoulders back. Inhale both arms out, reaching up. Interlock fingers, press palms to ceiling. As we exhale, press the palms forward, release the breath, sigh out and let it go. We'll do that twice more. So a nice big stretch. And release. Gently bringing the hands to heart, press the palms together, close down the eyes, and just thank yourselves for creating a wee bit of space in your morning to come to the mat, to look after yourself, to create some lovely energy and release, and hopefully take that with you into the day and into the rest of the weekend. Thank you for sharing your practice and your energy with me. Namaste.